Bro, is that you?
펜실베니아 주립대 샘 리처드 교수는 이번 2023년 가학기에 문화적 차이에 따른 외모에 대한 인식의 차이라는 주제로 강의를 진행하고 있습니다. 지난 1부에서 보여드렸던 강의에 이어 2부가 진행되었는데요. 지난 강의에서 한국에 다녀간 경험을 말하는 여학생과의 토론 중간에 한 아시아계 학생이 끼어들었습니다. 그는 자신의 지인이 한국에서 흑형이라는 말을 들었다면서 한국 사회는 매우 인종차별이 심한 국가이며 흑인에 대한 부정적 인식을 드러낸다고 분노했습니다.
Bro, do you have a question?
Yeah, because, okay, I was in Korea a year ago, and as a person who grew up in the States, I kind of have essentially the opposite experience of what you guys are saying, in terms of the fact that the Koreans really incentivize the racial and skin color aspects and highlight it on your face. I mean, it's like, even in their language. Right?
What do you mean about the first thing that you just said?
So one of my friends was he was African American from Tennessee, and he was teaching in Korea, and all the kids and including the adults would call him 흑형, which is basically a black dude, but it's somewhat in a derogatory way, and it became almost like a catchphrase to call him like that because he was literally the only black dude in the area.
Do you see, is that derogatory? 흑정? What's the word? What's that?
흑형.
직정?
흑형.
Oh, this is me again. A black person, black dude.
Yeah. So my question was.
Wait. But what's the problem of that?
No, my question was like, so why? So how is it that we are saying that they don't really look at those kind of aspects when, from my experience at least, that it had never been stronger. In fact, it was even worse than America because at least for us.
No, hang on. This is what makes it very difficult to go into to bring our own assessment of things into another culture and think that we can understand what that culture really is about from our perspective. And like, even just saying black dude doesn't mean anything until you really understand what it means, right?
이 강의 영상이 여러 방송을 통해 공개되자 수많은 해외 네티즌들의 댓글이 달렸는데요. 한국인은 흑인을 차별하지 않습니다. 그들은 한국인이 중국인을 뭐라고 부르는지 알 필요가 있습니다. 한국에서 흑형은 존중의 의미라고 알고 있습니다. 저 학생은 한국인을 잘 모르는 것 같다. 한국인은 아무나 형이라고 부르지 않아. 비하와 친근을 구분하지 못하다니 저 학생은 중국계일 것 같다라며 당황하는 분위기였죠. 샘 리처드 교수 역시 해당 학생의 발언에 대해 많은 이메일을 받았으며 한 번 더 짚고 넘어가야 할 필요성을 느껴 2부 강의를 진행하게 되었다고 합니다. 놀라운 것은 이 학생이 한국에서 태어난 한국계 미국인이라는 사실이었죠.
But one thing that I do like to do is just ask, like, what's the problem? Like we live in this world where it's really easy to use social media to point out problems, social problems, and all sorts of. It's just everything's a problem, and we're just constantly pointing that out. I don't know. I look on social media and it's just everybody's snarking about something, and it just feels sometimes overwhelming. And so I just thought, let me do that in today's class. Okay, so can we go to the next slide? So listen, bro, can you come up here for a hot minute? Can you give him a microphone? So last class, remember you talked about this word.
Yeah, I did. Hey. Oh, yeah, I did.
It's about being a racist, a word that people use in a derogatory or racist way.
I believe that had a racist connotation to it, or at least from the way I experienced it when I was in Korea.
Okay. And you are Korean American. You were born in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got quite a number of emails from Korea with people. Dude, you have fans in Korea now, bro.
Haters.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And they were just saying like, hey, listen, it's really important that you understand, because this is how I learn about anything. I get emails every day from people who tell me, regardless of what it is that I'm talking about, people are telling me, hey, next time you talk about that subject, you should think about this or you should think about that. And it's really good for me because, you know, my job is to have to know so many different things about so much about so many different things. And the fact is, the world's really complex. I don't have enough lives to live to try to learn the things that I would like to learn. And so what I get to know is a little bit about everything. But that means I can't say too much about, there are a few things I can say a lot about, but I can't say too much without whatever it is. But I get people to send me emails. So people sent me emails. And you know, one thing they said that's really important is that Hyung, the elder brother piece, right? It's not just brother, but elder brother is really important. And the people in Korea started using this toward like athletes and hip hop artists, and back in the day, back when it was really first starting to be used, right? And in that sense, it was, and I'm hearing from a lot of Koreans, but in a positive way, with a positive inflection.
With that logic, I feel like, you know, you should say the same for like white Hyungs or like Latin, Hispanic Hyungs.
Well, here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. Like every group is going to take, this is what I was saying to you the other day, right? Every group is going to take, you're going to take certain language, certain words and identity words, and they're going to be different for each group. Like we do that in English, right? Like so we don't equalize how we categorize different groups of people. You know, like Native Americans and are different than...
Slangs differ.
The slang is going to be different, and we're going to use it in a different way. So the other thing is that what is really interesting, and has been interesting for me, is like Koreans were introduced to Black Americans in the war. And then for a long time, just really no Black people, very little even white people. I mean, Korea was very isolated, but then suddenly there's a much more of a Black immersion or emergence in Korea, and I see that. And I've had so many conversations with Black people living in Korea for a long period of time. And like my students, we had 4 students, 5 actually, who were there with us in the summertime. I have not met a Korean who lives in Korea, and I'm just saying this, right, who could tell me of a single problematic or negative experience, which I found really interesting. And I think from that conversation the other day, for a society that seems to focus on brightness and like, not whiteness, not being white, right, but brightness, you would think, and I think Tay was saying this, that there would be more negativity, like more racism, more anti-Black stuff. And like, I was really surprised. And when, you know, after I talked to so many Black people in Korea, like, whoa, you don't get any, you can't tell me a single negative story? Because that's surprising.
여러분의 소중한 의견을 남겨주세요. 바쁘시더라도 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 단골이시였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.